Hey guys, we are back again. This is April monthly tutorial with Lorraine Fabrics monthly subscription. The quilt behind me is what we have done with the fabrics from this month. Now this month's fabrics are in honor of Tanny's mom. It's her birthday, so happy birthday Tanny's mom. So this month we have botanical blue, salad blue, and then you have the background, the white. Alright, so this is also done with another free pattern. It is a carpenter star, so let's get to how to make this. Alright, so I have printed a copy of the free pattern for reference. That's what it looks like. Again, I'll have it linked below for you. So to make this, we are going to start by cutting our fabric. So all of our colors, our botanical blue, our salad blue, and our background, you're going to cut 4 12 3/4 inch squares. Alright guys, we are going to cut some of our fabric to those 12 3/4 inch squares. So if you lay out your first fabric, I just grabbed the botanical one. Get it all laid out here. What we're gonna do is cut. First I lay my fabric and I line it up with one of the lines on my mat, straight across on that fold. Okay, and then, oopsie, you're back. Alright, and then I will, once that's all lined up, grab my ruler, and then I will line it up. I'm going to cut the selvage edge off first. So I will line it up on my grid marks on my cutting mat. And just do my rotary blade. So now I have a straight edge here. Okay, so then I'm going to measure. I keep losing you guys. I'm going to measure 12 3/4. That puts us at this mark right here. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut that. So I'm cutting it 12 inches 3/4, the length of the fabric. So once I have that, I'll move that piece. And then the piece that I cut to size, I will lay horizontal. And then I will go ahead and cut it 12 3/4 again to make my squares. And I will go ahead and start measuring over. So now I have 2 squares cut. So just continue to do that until you have, again, 4 of each color. The next step after you have all your squares cut out is to go ahead and you can grab a background and you can grab one of the salad blues, and we're going to match those up. So we're just going to lay them together. And on the salads, I don't think there's really a right side, so you can really just put them together. You don't have to pay attention to the wrong side or the right side. So once we have these lined up, we're going to grab a ruler and we're going to grab a pencil, and we are going to draw a line diagonal from corner to corner on both corners. So once I have that line drawn on each of these corners, we can then take our square to the sewing machine, and what we're going to do is we're going to sew on the side of that line 1/4 of an inch from that line on both sides and on both lines. So we'll essentially sew down and then back up, and then we'll go to this corner and we'll sew down and then back up. Let's do that next. Okay, so we're at the machine. So I am going to sew 1/4 of an inch on this side of that diagonal line. You can probably barely see it. Next time I should definitely use like a darker marker. All right, so we're gonna sew down. All right, and then I'm just gonna lift the presser foot. I'm not gonna even cut the thread. And then I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna move my needle up real quick, but I'm gonna adjust the foot, and then I'm gonna sew along the other side of that line all the way down. Just do the same thing on my other diagonal. Now I did redo it real quick since you guys couldn't see the lines real good before, so now that we can. So we have that line drawn, and then we sewed 1/4 of an inch on each side of the line, and we did that from both corners. And now that I had remarked it and redone it so you guys can see real good, we'll go ahead and cut it. So we will take our ruler, line it up on the line that we drew. All right, so we will cut across, and I'm gonna do that one more time so that I know. Okay, now we're gonna cut from this corner, lining it up on the line I had previously drawn. All right, 2 more cuts. Now we're gonna go across horizontally, and I line my ruler up where the seams crisscross. So once that's lined up, it can go straight across, and then 1 more cut, the vertical. Again, I line my ruler up on those cross seams. And I do that twice. Okay, now we have our half square triangles. All right, so we have some of these laid out over here. We are going to iron to the dark side. We're gonna go back over to the cutting mat, and we're going to square these up. And they should square up to 6-inch squares. All right, so we're just gonna take our 6-inch square and line up our diagonal right here, along the diagonal right here. And trim any extra, which there's just a tad bit. All right, so now we have a trimmed up half square triangle. And we're gonna go ahead and do that to all of our half square triangles. Now that we have done one of our half square triangles together, I just want to point out that you're gonna keep doing, we're gonna make 16 half square triangles of the background and the solid blue. You're gonna make 16 of these that are the background and the botanical blue. So that's this one. And then you're gonna make 16 that are the botanical, and the salad. So once you have 16 of each of those, you're ready to go ahead and lay out the carpenter star.